Everything in life relates to random thoughts in the woodyard. All right, so the wood is all stacked from that tote that I split the other day, all stacked away over here in the woodshed. I got a little more room up on top here, and then I think down below here, there's probably room for 2 more rows. So I can get 2 more rows in this woodshed, and then it will be filled up. And there is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, almost 9. There's a lot of wood in that woodshed. It holds quite a bit. So I also did a few little upgrades to the wolf den over here. The one big one I thought about doing was moving it actually already. It's just in a bad spot at the end of the day for the sun, where the sun is set. I should have turned it so that the slant was facing the west so that the sun would be behind it. But anyway, let me show you these little, what I added over here to the wolf den. So I put in a shelf over there, just to hold like the wedges, and it works out really nice to be able to just take, if I want to swap out the 4-way or the 6-way or just go to the single, take the wedge off, just turn around, set it down right there. They're always ready to go. Handy, comes in handy. So a little shelf put in there. I didn't find a spot to hang my log ox yet, but it actually hangs pretty nice right here. I also put this pallet right here just because I'm picking up all these rounds. Everything that's bucked I want to get up here and out of the way, and that's what I'm going to be doing in a little bit. So I just added this little pallet, kind of like a landing pad. I got to still figure out what I'm going to do over here. I want to be able to buck the logs up and get the rounds to the splitter, but I'm still tossing around a few ideas. So this is my next little task on my agenda for cleaning things up over here. Like I said, I got to get this stuff all bucked up. I got to get this cleaned up first before I can figure out how I'm going to arrange things over here. I probably should just, see, I'd like to have like that, like a little platform I can toss these rounds up on, and then they kind of go towards the splitter, kind of make a little staging area. The other thing I need is I need to figure out with my bucking platform over here how to have it high enough that I can push the rounds off and everything kind of works its way down to the log lift. Unfortunately, the hill slopes this way, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Kind of like lifting this log up here, or this round. Jeez. So while I was stacking that wood over there earlier, I was thinking about back to the glory days, the wrestling days, back to when I was running around the countryside. But a good friend of mine, and he was actually a promoter in the business, in the wrestling business, he once told me everything in life relates to or can be related to pro wrestling. And I don't know how many of you out there are fans of or have ever been a fan of pro wrestling, but like once he told me that, the more I started paying attention to things, like it just became so obvious. So one of the things that was always kind of fun is every weekend we'd have shows, but they'd always be in different parts of the country or different parts of the Midwest. So, you know, one weekend we'd be driving like northern Minnesota, North Dakota, and then we'd be in southern Minnesota the next week, or over in Wisconsin. But one of the things that was always like exciting about the build up to the weekend was if we were going to like a new town on Friday and a new town on Saturday, we'd never been to the place before, like we never knew what to expect. You never knew how many people were going to be at the show. You never knew, you know, what the town was going to be like. It was always, you were always like wondering what was going to happen. What was going to be the turnout? How would the show go? How would your match go? And that, like, all week long was always the build-up. The days leading up to the show, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, you'd really be on the edge of your seat. You'd be like, oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. Friday would come, you'd hit the road, you'd be driving all the way there to the show, and then you would get to the arena, and you'd go in, they'd be setting stuff up. You'd go to the back, go to the locker room, sit down. You always got there usually a couple hours before the doors open. And that excitement would continue to build, and you'd just be sitting there and you'd be getting antsy, you'd be waiting, wondering what was going to happen. And so that's kind of how I was just thinking about this today. It's interesting because once again, an aspect of my life, YouTube, I can relate it back to the days of pro wrestling. Or pro wrestling relates to the same thing here with YouTube. It's like, you get things ready, you work on putting a video together, you get super pumped about it, you think this is, you know, all right, you're excited about the video, you're excited to get it out, you publish it, you wait for that time when it goes live. So yeah, just interesting, I guess, random thoughts in the woodyard day today. Getting a few things done and thinking back to the days of pro wrestling and how pro wrestling can relate to even YouTube. So I got the chainsaw carving championship coming up this weekend on Saturday. Tomorrow night's the live stream, Friday Night Live. But I think all the rounds that I need to get up here, I got up here. So I'm just gonna kind of stage more and more of these. I think what I wanna do is buck up this pile, maybe this weekend, one of these, maybe tomorrow night, I'm not sure. But got the shelf in over there for the wedges. So, you know, things are starting to come together. It's always a work in progress. That is for certain. So tomorrow night, Friday Night Live, for those of you that are still watching this video, that are still tuned in, tomorrow night is the 144th consecutive Friday Night live stream. So 144 live streams. And the number 144 holds a little significance for me. And if any of you out there can leave down in the comments what you think that is, why you think the number 144 has my interest, leave that down in the comments. And if anyone guesses, or if we have multiple people that guess, we'll do a little drawing, and tomorrow night on the live stream, I will give away a prize for anyone who can guess what the number 144, how it relates to something significant for me with numbers. There's your little hint. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.